Marcelo in the Real World, written by Francisco X. Stork, is a novel about a young man named Marcelo who hears music in his head. The book defines it as an autism-like condition, but ultimately, he's an individual who has some neurodivergence, which just means that his brain works a little bit differently than the typically accepted brain. In the text, he's getting to the point where his parents are wanting to push him a little bit more into the real world. And so his father challenges him to come work at his law firm in the mailroom. There, he is exposed to many things about the real world, including friendships, relationships, people who he realizes he does not want to spend time with, and all of the emotions that come along with that aspect of life, of just human relationships. Throughout this experience, he has to deal with learning things about his father and family that are very hard for him to work with and deal with. And it's his journey into the real world. I'd like to read to you from the beginning that tells a little bit about the music that I mentioned previously. Chapter 1. Marcelo, are you ready? I lift my thumb. It means that I am ready. Okay, I'm going to wheel you in. Then he slides me inside the tunnel of the machine. I like the feeling of being closed in. The lights are not bright enough to hurt my eyes, but I close them anyway. Don't forget to lift your finger when you first hear the mental music. The tunnel has a speaker. Dr. Malone's voice comes out from there. I wait for the music. It always comes. The hard part is remembering to lift my finger. There's a tiny camera that allows Dr. Malone and Toby to see me from up in the control booth. Marcelo, Marcelo. I hear Toby in the distance. I like Toby. He's a medical doctor, just like Dr. Malone, but he doesn't let me call him doctor. Once I called him doctor and he corrected me and said, Toby, please. His face is covered with freckles. Ready for the so-called real stuff, he asks when he slides me out. Yes, I say to him. The real stuff is what he calls the music that is piped in through the speaker in the machine. The music that comes from inside my head is not considered real. Toby is holding a piece of paper that lists different kinds of real music. How about choosing from this side this time? Okay, I say. The music on the back of the page contains rock songs. That's Toby's favorite kind of music. I don't recognize any of the songs or composers. I finally pick a piece by a composer named Santana because the name looks like Sandoval, my own name. I also like the title of the song, The Calling. Sweet, says Toby. The smile on his face means I made a good choice. Santana and Clapton together. Sweet. Sweet, I say to myself. I make a mental note to use that word the next time I like something. A few minutes later, Toby is back with the list. He's frowning. You have to pick from this side. The old man thinks that rock will overstimulate your gray matter. Toby rolls his eyes while looking in the direction of Dr. Malone, who is up in the booth fiddling with some controls. I do not understand the precise meaning of Toby's facial expression. I quickly pick Beethoven's Largo from Piano Concerto No. 3. I like the music's simple melody. Also, I know it only lasts about 10 minutes. Toby slides me back inside the tunnel. So again, this is Marcelo in the Real World by Francisco X. Stork.